All right. Good morning, everybody. Rick here. Okay, so it is November 21st. All right, I've muted you all, so just make sure if you have any questions, make sure you unmute yourself by hitting *6 and ask a question at any time. I'm going to cover some basic stuff today, or what I consider to be basic stuff. All right. If you have any questions, I'm going to ask a few times if you have any questions. All you have to do is hit *6 and unmute yourself. Okay, so today I want to talk about habits. A lot of people, and to some extent it's true, a lot of people will say, I don't have total control of my future. And to some extent that's true, but what you do have control over is your habits, and your habits eventually will definitely cause whatever future you want to have happen. But you have to be committed to creating the new habits, the new activities, the new disciplines. And it's really not that hard. I mean, I like to keep everything real simple, okay? And a lot of you have heard me say this. I break my life into 5 categories, okay? Money, job, that's 1. 2, health. 3, family, relationships. 4, spirituality. And 5, mindset. Okay, so those are my 5 areas: money, job, health, family, relationships, spirituality, and mindset. And those are my 5 categories, okay? Like, I even have a check. As a matter of fact, it's in my pocket right now. I have a check written out to me from me, all right? And it's written on, like, the one I currently have is written December 31st, 2023. By the way, let me introduce my new saying. I have a saying every year, okay? Last year was, what was last year? What are you going to do in 2022? And before it was getting it done in 2021. And this year it's who you're going to be in 2023. And this is exactly what we're talking about today. So who you're going to be in 2023, because it's up to you. And it's not about, like, you'll set goals, you'll have money goals, you'll have transaction goals, and you'll have the way it's going to happen goals. And then, to me, as long as you have the goal, the way it's going to happen could unfold totally different than what you think. You never know. It's happened to me. Expired listings for sale by owners, new construction, land. I even did some mobile homes and everything in my hometown. So, how it's going to happen is irrelevant. Okay, but the end result is what you're working for. Okay, so once again, we need to control our habits. Okay, and it's really about setting one up at a time. Okay, so I'm going to go through what they are, and you guys can, once again, I've muted you all. All you have to do is hit *6, and you can ask me a question. So here's number 1: money, job. Okay, so the first thing for me is you got to have a money goal. Well, I don't focus on the money. Okay, here's my theory when people say that to me. If you'll lie about that, you'll probably lie about other things. Okay, everybody focuses on the money. Don't lie to yourself. I know I like to help people too. Okay, but that goes into family relationships. This is about the money and your job. And if you don't have a money goal, that could be part of the reason why you're not achieving the money goal you want. Okay, you got to tell yourself what it is. If my goal is to make $300,000, I tell myself I make $300,000 a year. That's my affirmation. I make 250, I make 100, whatever your number is, it's an affirmation that you turn it into. Okay, and then you have to come up with the, like, for instance, if I want to make, let's go back to $300,000. So let me get my calculator here. So if I want to make $300,000, all right, hold on a second. Here it is. Okay, so $300,000, and the average commission in my office, I'm going to go with Vegas, is about, let's call it $13,000. Okay, I know I have to do 23 sales. I'm going to call it 24, just to round up, because 24 equals 2 a month. Now look, this is what my mind exactly does. This is exactly what happens with my mind as soon as I think that. Because I've said this before. As a matter of fact, it's been one of my goals early on in my career. 24 is 2 a month. See how I'm thinking? 2 a month is 1 contract every other week. Okay, you see, that's exactly what my mind goes into, because, 50 is one contract a week. Okay, basically you're going to be doing 6 deals a month. Excuse me, 5 deals a month. Actually, no, it's 4. Yeah, it's 4. All right, 4, and it comes out to 48. So 4 point something, right? But that's how your thinking should go into it. Break it down into the super simple. Okay. So I'm going to use this as an example. So my money job goal is 24. I sold 14 this year, let's say. So the difference between 14 and 24 is 10. So in order to do my 14, I do exactly what I did, okay, this year. And although next year I have to add 10 conversations a day to my daily routine, 5 days a week, 60 days a work quarter, 240 work days in a year. Okay, you see what I'm saying? That's how your mind needs to go to that basic, simple, easy thinking. All right, there you go. There it is. That's the answer. Whatever your lead sources are, that's how you need to do it. Okay, so I'm brand new. I want to sell 15. Well, your number's 15 a day. Okay, so it's the difference between where you are and where you want to go. If you've been in the business at least a couple of years, it is the exact number if you've been in the business less than 2 years. That's it. Okay, so there's my money. Now, what do you want to save? What do you want to save? You know, so you have to start that habit. Every check, I'm going to take 20% out and just put into an account for later, or I'm going to set up, you know, coming directly out of my checking account once a month for X. Actually, when you're in real estate, it's easier to do it as a percentage of a check. People go, well, I can't live off, 80%. I guarantee you can. Okay, it'll take a little while to adjust to it. If you can live off 100%, you can live off 80. Trust me, I've done this. It's not that complicated. And if you set it up ahead of time, what it gets you to see is how much you really need to be doing to handle the basic requirements of your life and so forth. And then taxes, don't forget taxes. Okay, so there you go. So you come up with that habit. What I just said is, in order to get the money you want from your job, you need to know your numbers. The numbers are very basic and simple. Once again, if you want to work on that further, talk to your managers or join my coaching. I got a couple of spots available. I'm pretty full now. It's the first time I've been full in 2 years. Ever since the pandemic, it was the first time since I've been with the company that I didn't have a waiting list. Right now, I'm just full. I don't have a waiting list, but I'm pretty much full. But I have a couple of spots, like 2 or 3 of them. So email my assistant, Lisa P, LISAP, at BHHSNV.com. Now, listen, don't kid yourself. Without accountability, you're never going to be as good as you could be. Okay, I just said it. There it is. Just like when you go to the gym, if you don't have accountability. Which is the next one. Look at that. So there's our first one. Job, money, or money, job, however you want to say it. Second one is health. So how are you doing health-wise? What new habits do you need to create? Well, January 1st, I'm going back to the gym. Start now. Why would you wait till January to rob yourself of the opportunity to feel better every day? I don't understand that myself. Now, did it take me a while to create my workout habit? Yeah, it did. But it's ingrained now. I won't miss a day, even on vacation. People go, that's crazy. No, it's not. To me, not working out is crazy. Working out is not crazy. Working out is cool, good, feels great. You feel better all day because of it. All right, like I read a book years ago. I can't think of the woman's name, but she said working out every day and eating right is like taking a little Prozac and a little Ritalin, because that's the kind of drugs your system releases, into your system by working out. Okay, it makes you think a little clearer, makes you feel a little bit more positive. And I, through experience, know that's 100% correct, because that's why I do it. That's how I feel. More positive, more clear, more focused. I can't imagine not working out. I remember what it was like. It's totally different now. So maybe you start the habit by doing it 3 days a week. You can even start out by walking, doing something physical for yourself every single day. And while you're doing that, it's always good to be listening to some great audiobooks. You kind of mix the two together. Okay, so that's my habit. You create your own, though. Yeah, I recommend you write down these 5 and come up with one thing you will do different in each category. That's it, just one. So money, job is the first one. Second one's health. What are you going to do there? Maybe you're going to eat better. Maybe you're going to do a physical. You haven't done a physical in years. I do one a year now. okay, because, I'm 57, I'll be 58 next month, okay, and you got to watch your health a little bit more as you get a little bit older. Things can happen. All right, I live with a nurse practitioner, okay, so there you go. I'm married to a nurse practitioner, there you go, okay. All right, so number 3 is family relationships. What do you need to do? Stay in touch with. I just reminded myself of something when I said family that I forgot to do this morning that I'm going to do right after this call with one of my family members. Family relationships. What are you going to do? What do you stay in touch more? Maybe go visit more. Maybe have quality conversations. Maybe have scheduled date night with your spouse. Maybe have all different types of things. I know what my routine is with mine and my kids and so forth. What's yours? My mother's 82. I call her every day on the way home from the gym. And my son's with me, my youngest. I talk to her, okay? And she tells me the same thing. She notifies me of all the death that's happened since our last call because she's 82 and that's what she thinks of. So anyway, she has a great sense of humor, but, I don't need to know about all the death, but I just let her say what she wants to say and don't steer it in any direction because she's 82 and I'm not. All right? So anyway, so you talk to your family and whatever. You just come up with a routine that that's my routine I came up with. Okay, I have a routine with my kids who are on the East Coast. I have one in California, and I have one who lives with me, and I have my routine with each one of them, plus my spouse, my family, and so forth. You have yours. If you don't have one now, create one. Well, why does everything need to be scheduled? That sounds so boring. No, it's boring when it's not scheduled because then you're just, how can you know if you're getting better if you don't have a schedule and you're not keeping track? But let me help you. You can't. You're just delusional because you think, well, I'm doing this. Keep track of everything. It's so much better for you and so much better for your productivity. All right. I'm not an analytical person, but there's a few things I get a little analytical about. My numbers, okay, and these 5 categories. And they're not even a little analytical. They're just basic stuff. So what's my family relationship situation? Spirituality. Ooh, there's number 4. Spirituality. Okay, that can be religion for some of you. For me, it's spirituality. Okay, I do meditation. Okay, I have a gratitude thing I go through. A lot of you think I'm crazy with my gratitude thing. I look at crazy stuff like this. Do you realize that if this planet, first off, you're on a rock hurling through a universe at a bajillion miles an hour, spinning on its axis, a little to the left, a little to the, creating all the 4 seasons, while rotating a sun that'll eventually burn out, okay? And if we were 1% closer, we wouldn't be here. If we were 3 to 5% further away, we wouldn't be here. You have a ultra thin atmosphere. If you look at all the stuff that's going on around you, it's incredible. The fact that we're here is almost a statistical improbability, yet we're here and living a life and doing it every day. That's why it cracks me up. One of the things that cracks me up the most is when I'm on a plane and someone, oh my God, we haven't left yet. We're going to be 10 minutes late and we haven't even left. I'm thinking you're hurling through the atmosphere and then, a cylinder, okay, at 600 miles an hour, 580 miles an hour to the destination across the country, and you're going to be 5 minutes late and you're having, a panic attack on the plane. Get off. That's my theory. So it's almost crazy when you think about it, the things that you can do on a planet that you really shouldn't even be here on. Okay? I mean, it's pretty crazy. And then people complain about stupid stuff. It's like you almost have to go out of your way to complain about things. You have to find a reason. And I love what Wayne Dyer says. He says that there are people out there that are just looking for something to be offended about. And I think our society has gotten really crazy in that category right now. But I'm not one of those people because I work at not being one. So the only way to handle when you're around one is to move. All right, that's terrible, I know. But no, you got to be obviously professional and kind. But your job is not to have everybody get it. Your job is, I think, lead by example. So people go, wow, what is that person doing? Ooh, I need to talk to them so I can, and then you have 2 types of people who talk to you who actually want to know, and people who want to listen to you and discount what you're saying so they don't have to change. It's kind of crazy when you think about it. No one's telling anybody they have to change. But if you want to make changes, These are pretty simple things. So spirituality to me, it's stuff you read. It's meditation. If you're not good at meditation at first, do guided meditation. That's what I did for years. Prayer, going to church for some of you, going to whatever it is, but just decide what your ritual and routine is going to be. Okay? I mean, it's really not that complicated. And there's really only 5 categories. I mean, some people have more than me. I know people that have 7. I know people that have 9. 5 is easy. Easy to remember. Okay? And easy to come up with one sentence for each one. Okay, so that's spirituality. And then mindset. To me, mindset is all about what I'm saying to myself, my atmosphere, environment, okay, and what I'm reading and listening to. Okay? So, you know, right now I'm listening to a book. I just finished a book. The stats I just gave you about the planet, I learned in the last book I just listened to, which just really strengthened my opinion that I already have about the fact that you are a statistical improbability, yet walk the planet every day is amazing, number one. And the fact that you were born, that's another statistical. All these cells fighting, okay, you know, and then you're the one that made it. Think about that, too. It's pretty crazy if you think about it. It's like winning the lottery every day. That's what it's like for you, being a live human being, statistically. Okay, so next time you want to complain about traffic, remember that. And don't get mad and, you know, get out of your car and beat up the guy next to you. Road rage. I see some crazy things here. People are a little crazy. All right, so mindset. Okay, so I was going to tell you my book, right? Then I got squirrelized. All right, so I'm reading a book right now called The Changing World Order by Ray Dalio, who is a big asset manager. Is it Bridgestone? I can't think of the name of the company he does, but it's pretty crazy the way he thinks mathematically and how every society has gone through. You know, right now the United States is probably you know, the strongest world power. China's probably a close second. And then, but years ago it was the Dutch first, and then it was Spain, England, France. They all had their turn, and they all went through the same cycles. And then, you know, at one time it was, you know, thank you, Amanda. Sorry, I just saw this thing come across my screen while I was glancing down. She loves my word, squirrelized. That's my word. I just made that up. I don't think I've ever used it before. It just came out, squirrelized. That's when you get distracted when you're doing something, like I just did. Squirrelized squared. That was squirrelized squared. Okay, so anyway, my point is that all these, you know, world powers have changed since the 1600s. Right now it's America, but if we keep doing what we're doing, we're going to go through the same thing. And then, because right now the way they monitor money across the world is basically the dollar. Everything's compared to the dollar, but that could change. You know, and as society becomes more polarized as we are, who knows what can happen? You know, there's all kinds of fighting and things going on, and people get, instead of productive, they get counterproductive. So let's hope we mesh and everybody can get along, because we're in that same cycle that countries like France, England, the Dutch, China, you know, everybody's had their chance their turn since the 1600s. Right now it happens to be ours. Okay, but who knows, that could change. Right, so the stock market changes every day. All right, it's about 15% off its high, or about 12% off its high, which is good because it was way down for a while. All right, so but it's always changing. That's the only, you know, I love that saying. The only constant is change. All right, so any questions? I went through kind of a lot so far today. Any questions about, like, maybe specifically about what you're doing? No questions. Everybody's got this all down. So everybody's going to write down number 1, money/job, and come up with a 1-sentence habit they're going to create for that. That'll make the biggest change in their job, in savings money for retirement, or whatever you want to do. So everyone's going to do that. Good. Second one is health. I'm going to come up with a 1-sentence, or, you know, it could be up to a paragraph, of what I'm going to do to make my health better. I know for a lot of you it's lose weight, get in shape, maybe a little of both. Okay, well, there's a process for that every one of you, and you can't say, I don't know what to do, because you do. So stop lying to yourself. Number 3, family relationships. That's probably the toughest one. It really is, actually. Because you go to work, you do certain things, you'll get certain results. Not always the case in relationships, right? Because there's other people that are contingent upon doing their side too. But all you're responsible for is your side, which is tough. Okay, it is tough. All right, a fourth one is spirituality. What are you going to do, okay, to become more connected with your creator? Well, however you want to say that. That's why I just use it. I leave it up to you. Everybody takes that differently. Everybody has a different religion. Everybody has a different, context of that, but whatever yours is. I think we can all agree that, there's a power higher than ourselves that created this whole thing. It didn't just happen by itself. Some people believe that actually, though, but most people believe that something, if you think about everything that's going on a daily basis, it's tough to say, yep, random. At least I think it's tough. But that doesn't mean, that's just my opinion. And I'm entitled to mine and you're entitled to yours, which is the great thing. Okay, so, and then mindset. How in a world that's a little tough some days, negatively, especially if you're watching the news, please stop doing that. They're all equally horrific, just depending on which side of the fence you want to jump on and believe, because they're going to tell you exactly what you want to hear, so you keep watching them. All right, so stop watching that, because don't be a sheep. All right, and, that's what it's like. They're telling me what I want to hear. They're so right. See, I knew it. Right? It's amazing how you can find exactly what you're looking for. Decide what you're looking for, you'll find it. All right, especially if you go to the internet and so forth. All right, so those are the 5 categories. Come up with a plan, basic plan, 1 sentence, not more than a paragraph. Don't complicate it. It's very simple. I mean, some of you could be, I'm going to save 20% of every one of my commission checks. Great. I'm going to go to the gym 3 days a week. I'm going to have a little schedule with everybody. They don't even know, you have to know you have a schedule. You just decide what your schedule is and do it. I'm going to meditate 3 times a week, and I'm going to read at least 1 or listen to audiobook a month or whatever. Whatever your plan is, okay, just set it up and do it. All right, any questions? If you have a question, hit *6. Even if you have a statement, anything to do with that. Okay, well, no problem. We've gone for 24 minutes today. I'm going to give you guys a little break today. I just want to say happy Thanksgiving. I hope you take some time off. I hope you have some fun with your family. Don't eat too much, although a little overeating is okay during Thanksgiving. I think that's what it's all about. All right, and think of something to be grateful for, or several things. I have my routine to put my feet back on the ground, my gratitude routine, like I told you about being on the planet and your family and all these things you have. But you should have your own. Like, what are you grateful for? What are you happy about? And don't say nothing, because that's ridiculous. You're alive. You have a heartbeat. You have a pulse. You're in the best country in the world. And you can go right down the street, right down the road from there. Just keep going and fill those blanks in yourself. All right, guys, we will pick this up again on Monday. Happy Thanksgiving. All right, talk to you guys soon. Thanks for your time.